we tend to categorize sins. But I want you to look back over this list again and just figure out, okay, which one of these things other besides that. And I don't think anybody here is guilty of the sexual immorality sins that was described first. But then stop and look and just sit there and think about this. And you have to put this to yourself. I don't want anybody to raise their hand. But, what was it? He says greed.
Yeah.
Evil.
Yeah.
Full of envy.
Mm-hmm.
Murder.
Mm-hmm.
Strife. Deceit.
Yeah.
Malice.
Mm-hmm.
Gossipers.
Yeah.
Slanderers.
Yeah.
Haters of God.
Mm-hmm.
Insolent.
Mm-hmm.
Arrogant. Boastful.
Right.
Inventors of evil.
Mm-hmm.
Disobedient to parents. Without understanding. Untrustworthy.
Right.
Unloving. And unmerciful. So now, something that Cliff's been bringing out this whole night
Yes, sir.
is what has been our opportunity to share.
Yeah.
If we're not sharing the gospel of Christ, are we not unloving? Are we not unmerciful?
Yes, to an extent you are.
And again, that's why I like chapter 2, the first few verses of this, because, Paul's sitting there, he's laying this all out. And somebody can say, well, I don't do that anymore. I'm a believer in God. And I said, don't point your finger at that.
Be careful.
You came from this and you steward that.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is we have to sit and look at this full list because there's no degrees of sin.
Right.
We want to put degrees on sin. We want to think that, hey, this sexual immorality sin is worse than me stealing a pencil.
Lying. Oh yeah, or stealing.
But it's not.
Mm-hmm.
So when we disobey the laws, when we disobey God's rules, when we sit there and these are not, these things here are not laws.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, laws were created to not do these things.
Correct.
But this goes back to the Ten Commandments. This goes back to just a relationship. It goes back to when Jesus says, here's the 2 commandments. Love God 100%, love love your neighbor 100%. The thing is you can't do those 2 things if you're doing any one of these things. Mm-hmm. Any one of these things, right. You can't do that.
Mm-hmm. It's good, brother. Mm-hmm. And remember, and like, because society has a tendency to, like you said, to rationalize certain sins, but Paul points to the fact that in the sight of a righteous judge, all of these are what? Sin. Right? And what does sin point to? And we're going to end on that. Sin here, and all the things that Paul is making mention of in verses 28 and 29, what does it point to? A rebellious what?
Heart.
Okay. A rebellious heart against God. Right. A rebellious heart. To rebel means to what? Right. To fight. Mm-hmm. To go the opposite direction.
Against.
Well, I didn't hear you.
I just said go against.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just real quick, I have to say this.
Go ahead, brother.
On those last few verses right there. In verse 28, when I look at that, I'll give you my paraphrase of it.
Yeah.
God gets out of my way and lets me become my God.
Yeah. 100%.
He gets out of my way, lets me become God. As soon as that happens, I am all of those things described below.
I love it. James, you teach it next week, baby.